Hi guys, good evening and welcome to this training. It's with great pleasure that you are here to join me to learn one or two things about Upwork. It's not going to be an easy ride, but I know God will help us and see us through to the end of this training. My name is Emedion Emmanuel Eden. I am a baker, a storyteller, a freelancer, and a proofreader. What I do is that I help individuals, both young and old, to leverage on the internet and make money. Thank you very much for believing in me. And I must appreciate you all because it's a great pleasure to host you. If I had no one to share this idea with, definitely this training wouldn't have held. This training promises to be very interactive, very educating, fun, and very life-changing. So brace up as we start this journey. Onto the training description. This freelance training provides you with a step-by-step guide to help you transition from having no experience at all to being a highly paid freelancer, starting a successful freelance home business or internet business, and obtaining clients you've never imagined you could. To start making money as a freelancer, you don't need to be a seasoned expert. You don't need to be a professional. However, a lot of individuals just don't know where to begin or how to stand out, This training will show you all you need to know about freelancing and how you can land jobs back to back. It will also push and challenge you to go from an absolute beginner with no experience and no clients to someone who can earn income as a freelancer. Please, all that is required is your dedication to learning and implementing. If you do not work, you won't get the necessary results that you need. So I would plead and urge you all to please put in your best. Follow up everything that is being done in the class and implement it. It is when you implement it that you will see results. And I believe that God is also going to back us up and help us to achieve the needed results. Now, who is this training for? This training are for beginners. A beginner, for someone who has absolutely no idea about freelancing, who doesn't even have a skill, this training is for you. For intermediate, you know about it, but you're not really sure. You know a little about it, but you want to know more about it. This is for you. If you are also always interested in learning new things, this training is for you. If you want to make money from online space, of which we know that there is so much money online, this class is for you. If you're already working and you need another source of income or a side hustle, this training is for you. And if you are a stay-at-home mother, you do not have any job you are doing at the moment, and you are a stay-at-home mother, this training is also for you. Now, what you will expect in this training are intense trainings. When I mean intense training, it's really going to be intense. For us to be able to achieve what we want, we need to drill ourselves and we need to wear ourselves out to achieve the needed results. We are going to have live sessions, pre-recorded videos, text-based lectures, voice note lectures, assignments, and introduction of other learning platforms. Very important. And then things to note for this training. This training will run for a period of 3 weeks, starting from today, which is the 19th of September 2022. Calculate 3 weeks from now, that is when this training is going to end. And this group is for freelancing, so any discussion that does not relate to the purpose of the group will not be tolerated. Absolutely. No advert of any business, no advert of any sport betting slips or whatever, no advert of any other thing except freelancing. Even though it is pertaining to freelancing and it's something we can learn in the group, please share it. Do not hoard your ideas. But for every other thing that has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the group, please do not share it. Please do not share it. And then, irrespective of your position or achievement, we are all one, and as such, everyone should be respected. Please. Every question pertaining to this class should be asked in the group for others to learn. If you have any pressing question, that is why we have the group. I will always be there to answer the questions, and I pray God gives me the grace. So it could be that your question is also someone else's question. Asking it in the group will prevent this person or someone else from asking the question again, because the person can easily go through the group and find answers to the question if at all I am indisposed at that moment. So any questions you have, any contribution you have pertaining to the class, please share it in the group for all of us to learn. Everyone is expected to partake in the classes and discussions. There will be no room for unseriousness and nonchalant attitudes. You know, in some groups that I have been to, I see a lot of people who stay in as silent members. In this group, we will not have silent members. Of course, you've seen that we are not plenty because I chose it to be so that I can have attention for everyone. I can have time to go through everyone's profile, which means that if you are not active in the group, you will be easily spotted out. I want to urge everybody to contribute actively in the class. If you do not have data at the moment when these classes or these videos are dropped, once you come online, please acknowledge you've seen the videos and also give your contribution. Don't also forget to ask questions when necessary. All of them will be attended to. The next point here is, to earn, you must put in the work. Frankly, I am only going to teach you. I am teaching you all that I know. I was also taught. And after being taught, I applied everything and more to what I was taught, and that is how I got to earn from Upwork. So if you want to earn, you have to put in the work. I won't do the work for you. I will do my own part. You have to do your own part and leave the rest to God. So please, I want to urge each and every member of this group, please take this class very seriously. Take it very seriously. Everything that is done in the class, ensure that you implement it. All the skills that we have to learn, ensure that you learn it. One thing to notice, it will take your time. Yes, it will take your data. But you register for this class because you want to earn from this platform. And so for you to earn from this platform, you have to put in the work. And God will see your efforts once you do that. The next point here is, we are a community now. So if you see any opportunity, always bring it to the group for others to benefit. On my own part, every opportunity I see, I will share it with the group. You too, be on the lookout. If you see any opportunity or if you see anything you know can benefit the group, please share it. We are like a family now. And so as a family, we want everyone to grow together. Please, if I'm not available at the moment, you can always ask questions and your fellow group member will answer. So please, take everyone as your family and do not fail to share ideas, do not fail to share opportunities, because most times these opportunities may not be in your own field, but then you know someone in the group does something similar. Sharing it in the group also help the person to apply for the job, and God willing, the person gets it. So if the person wins, we all win. So ensure that you share opportunities to the group for others to benefit. Down to the things you will need for this training. Number one, you need the willingness to work. If you are not willing, this training will be a waste to you, and it will also be a waste of money. So please, you have to be willing to put in the work. I already explained that in the last slide. Be willing to put in the work so that you can earn. And then you need a strong internet connection, because we are going to be sharing videos, we are going to be sharing audios, we are going to be sharing text-based lectures and all of that. You need data to do a lot of things. Creation of accounts, learning of skills, a lot of all other things. You need data. And so if your internet is not strong or if you do not have data, you are going to miss out on these classes. So it is very, very important that you have these things. The next thing you will need is a smartphone. A smartphone, irrespective of the brand. So far it's a smartphone, then that's okay. Then a laptop. You may not have a laptop as you are starting this journey, but it is very necessary that in the course of this journey, you get a laptop. Why this is important is because if you do not have a laptop, you will not be able to apply for hourly jobs. Hourly jobs in the sense that when you are being paid hourly, and so your clients have to track that you are actually doing the job. So it is with the Upwork desktop app that you use to track your hourly job. To track your time. This will serve as a proof to your clients that you've actually done the work. So without a laptop, you cannot do that. It can only be done with a phone. So for the time being, if you do not have a laptop, you have no worries. You can always go for fixed price jobs. With that, you do not need a laptop. You can do that with your phone, you can do that at a cyber cafe, or even with someone's laptop. You do not need a laptop for that really. But if you want to apply for hourly jobs, you will need a laptop. So for every job you are going to be applying, you have to be on a lookout for if it is an hourly job or a fixed job, so that you know if you apply for it or not. Every other little information we will need will be shared in the course of the class. Now, we are going into the introduction to freelancing. One may ask, what is freelancing? Freelancing is doing specific work for clients without committing to full-time employment. Freelancers often take on multiple projects with different clients simultaneously. This is self-explanatory, but I am still going to throw more light to it. And I'll use myself as an example. Remember, I already stated in the introduction page that I am a baker, and I also work as a freelancer by the side. Now, what freelancing does to me is that it gives me the access, it also gives me the time to commit to my baking job without having issues with my clients. Imagine if I were to work in a company where, like a working company, let's say maybe 9 to 5, okay? And then once I get to the office, I can't bake, obviously, but I can be in my bakery and I am working at the same time. I remember some time ago when I had to do a job for a client on my laptop, and I also had to deliver a cake to my client. So I kept my laptop side by side with the cake I was working on. While I was doing the cake, I was also proofreading. You can imagine that. Now, if I were to have another kind of job that doesn't give me time, this won't be possible. So that's the good thing about freelancing. And you can take multiple projects with different clients simultaneously. I have had a situation where I worked with 2 clients at a time. So the other one was in the afternoon, and the first one was the client just gave me a deadline, and I was working towards that deadline. So I was able to incorporate the 2 jobs plus my baking, and then I delivered them. So it gives you the opportunity to take on multiple jobs or projects. Now, freelancers handle contract work on part-time or full-time basis and often sign agreements before starting projects. This is simple. I know that I am a baker, and so I can never go for a full-time job because I still love my baking and I have my bakery for that. So if I go for a full-time freelancing job, my baking job will suffer. Instead of making it suffer, I decide to balance it with my freelancing job, making it a part-time job. So I do work most times. It can be 3 hours a day, it can be 2 hours a day, which is very fair. Which is very, very fair. It gives me time to do my freelancing, it gives me time to write. It also gives me time to, take offline proofreading jobs. That is the good thing about freelancing. And with freelancing, you get paid per project, per task, or per hour, depending on the agreement, which I had already stated. So it could be a per hour job. You are charging, let's say, $8 per hour. So for every 1 hour that passed on that job you are doing, you get to gain, or you get to earn $8. It could be per task. Once you are done with the whole work, you get paid, or per project. Now, a particular project can take different dimensions. So the client can say he or she wants this job to be divided into 3 projects, but in one. That's a 3-in-1 project. So once you are done with the first project, you get paid. Once you are done with the second and third project, you get paid. That is the good thing. That's the most beautiful thing about freelancing. You don't have to wait till the end of the month before you are paid. It can be at the end of the week, like I do earn. At the end of the week, you know you are receiving your payment. And it's that simple. It's that simple. Now, who is a freelancer? According to Investopedia, a freelancer is an individual who earns money on paid job, paid tax basis, usually for short-term work as an independent contractor. A freelancer is not an employee of a firm or may therefore be at liberty to complete different jobs concurrently by various individuals or firms unless contractually committed to working exclusively until a particular project is completed. I have already explained this in the other side or in the other slide that a freelancer is someone who works per job, per tax, or per project basis. So that is how you earn. Upwork makes it easy and possible that, or every other freelancing platform makes it easy that once you work on a particular project, you get to earn. If you do not work on a particular project, you do not earn. It's that simple. Advantages and disadvantages of freelancing. Not these, there are a whole lot, but we are just going to look at a few. The number one advantage is that you have flexible work hours. You can work at any time, like I had already said, and then you have control over clients and jobs. You can choose any client you want to work with, basically. Or you can choose any job you want to apply for. If you see a job and the pay is not encouraging, you can choose not to apply for it. It gives you choice, it gives you control. Here, you are the boss of your business, and so you have no one to report to. You have no one to be accountable for. The fourth point there is that you get to keep all the profits. Come on, that is the joy of freelancing. That is the joy of freelancing, because once you receive your pay, it goes straight into your dollar account. Now, that is the joy. Knowing that you don't have to share this money with a fellow worker, except, let's say you got a contract and then you were not chanced, so you now had to split the money with someone. You gave it to someone who is free, but you are the person who has signed this contract. You've gotten the offer letter. You get to employ someone who will do the work for you. Once you get paid, you now split the money, or you pay the person the agreed fee you guys agreed on. Let's put it that way. So aside that, you get to keep all the profits on your own. Then you work wherever you want. I can choose to work in my bakery. On days I don't go to my bakery, I can choose to work in my house. Everywhere I go with my laptop. So that whatever time it clicks that I'm supposed to work, my 3 hours, once it starts, I just pull out my laptop and I start working. That's simple. It also helps you to work less, depending on the kind of contract. Do you know that most contracts don't even take time? It just requires a little input and you are paid a fat sum of money. Compared to if you are working in a company, you work from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, no rest. But here, you can actually control that. We also have here that it helps you to cut costs and spend less. Obviously, for someone that is working in his or her house, you won't be paying transport. You won't be paying transport to go to work, because all you need is just your phone and your laptop. You won't be paying transport. You'll be avoiding traffic and every other expenses one can incur once they go out to work. All of that will not be necessary. Now, down to the disadvantages. There is no steady or reliable paycheck, which is very true. You won't be getting jobs every day. They just won't come in every day. There are some days you can stay 1 month, 2 months, no jobs. So that is why it is advisable that you do not put every hope on freelancing. You have to have a side business. You have to have another source of income that you can use to help yourself. If you are on the lucky side to get a full-time job and a long-term job, you know that every morning from what time, from this time to this time, you are working with this particular company. That makes you fully employed, but remote, in a remote way, because you are working from your house or from wherever you choose to. So if that job happens to finish, if that contract happens to finish, you will not have any other source of income except immediately you get another job. Now, the next point here is distraction. Working from home can be quite taxing. Let's say as a mother, you have young ones, you have young children who are not registered in crèche at the moment. It can be very frustrating that you are trying to work for a client and your child is coming to you. The child wants you to carry him or her, the child is hungry, the child wants you to bath him or her, and all of those stuff. That is a source of distraction to you, that you may not be able to give the work your full attention. The next point here is risk of not getting paid. Although the Upwork platform has made it possible that no matter what, your clients will pay you. But if you go to some other platforms, it may be hard to get paid. It may be hard. So you can imagine how frustrating it will be after dedicating your time to do a job for a client and then you do not get paid. This is bad. The next point here is boredom. I remember when I was working from the house, at a certain point before I got my new shop, I was working from the house because my rent had expired. Every other person would leave the house. Every other person would go out. I would be the only person in the house. And looking around, you won't see who to talk to. You will be bored. But then on the other hand, when I turn and look at the money I'll be receiving, to hell with boredom, because the money will give me joy more than the boredom. Is that simple? The next point here is that it takes time to build client base. It takes time to build client base. So for someone that is starting up on Upwork, obviously you do not have any clients, you do not have any job. Now, it will take you time to build up your client base, to get your first job, get your second job, and then as you are getting these jobs, you are building your reviews, you are building your list of clients. Most of these clients can always need your services sometime later on in life. And so if you take time, it will take your time to build this client base. But then once you are able to build it, like I have said, clients that you've worked on in the past, they will always remember that, oh, you delivered a good job, and they will come back to you. But it's not easy to do that. It's not easy. So it is going to take your time. But if you can be patient, all of this, in future, you'll benefit from it. I'll be sharing a few other freelancing platforms that we have. We have Upwork, Fiverr, Freelancer, FlexJob, Guru, LinkedIn. A lot of people don't know that LinkedIn is a very great source of freelancing. People don't know that, but in the course of this class, I will be sharing that to you. We also have people per hour. People per hour is very difficult to join. I have tried joining people per hour, I think for about 3 times, and the 3 times my profile has been rejected. Hands on. No, let's think about it, or let's review your profile for 14 days. Just immediately they sorry please, I'm quite distracted. Immediately I submit it, they just reject my profile. We have Dribble, and then we have Top Pal. Like I had already said, for the course of this training, we will be focusing on Upwork. Our focus is on Upwork. Now, what do clients want from a freelancer? Number 1, skills and expertise. This is the first and foremost important thing that clients look out for. They have to be sure that you can satisfy their needs with your skills. Now, imagine you say you are a writer. A client hires you, but then what you write is I think maybe a child in primary 5 can even write better than that. The client will be disappointed. So they go for people who have skills. They go for people who know what they are doing. That is why it is advised that you learn a skill. And even when you learn this skill, do not stop at learning. Keep learning, keep on learning. It could be that what you learned in 2020, let's say 2019, is not the same thing in 2020. It's not the same thing in 2021 and 2022. So you have to keep upgrading that skill so that you fit in. As the world is evolving, so are the skills. So you have to keep learning so that you meet up with the client's needs. There was a job I did. There was a particular job I did. The job was going very smooth, very, very smooth, until the client introduced another method of this job. Frankly, I was confused. I didn't know what to do. In as much as I put in my best to learn it, I still didn't get it right. And I will be very truthful to you, that cost me that job. That was the end of that job. Just because I couldn't, as the client transitioned, I couldn't transition with him. And that cost me that job, which means that my skill was not upgraded to that standard, of which is upgraded to that standard now. But you cannot go back and tell the client, oh, I have fixed this, I have upgraded this, I want to continue working with you. It's not possible. So your client, they want to see clear indications of how your services can help solve their business problems. Remember, the reason you are learning a skill is to help solve problems. So if you cannot solve that problem, forgive me, but you are useless. It's that simple. The next point here is professionalism. As a freelancer, you need to be able to strike a comfortable balance between being open and friendly whilst remaining professional. A lot of people put in play in everything. They are not serious in anything. And that's not what you want when you are working with a client. Do not be too professional. Not be only you there. On the other hand, do not be too playful. Just be in the middle. Even if your client says something, you know it's not really funny, but he is laughing. Please follow and laugh. Laugh it out too. It's that simple. Don't take it too seriously, or don't make it over serious. Don't make it over serious. Just strike a balance. Strike a balance between being playful and being serious. That is where the professionalism comes in. The next point here is affordability. Provide quality work for a decent price and you'll be considered a good value asset. Now, a lot of clients look out for freelancers that are affordable. Believe me, there are also clients that look out for freelancers that are up there, because people or freelancers, most freelancers have been able to build their profile from the scratch. Let's say they started earning from $3, and at the moment they are earning $50 per hour. They earned it. They did not just get there, they earned it. And so there are clients who are looking for people who are earning $50 per hour. Because having gone through their profile, they will see that yes, this person deserves to earn this amount of money. But as a starter, you cannot put $50 per hour. I mean, you don't have any reviews, you don't have any job, you've not earned on Upwork, you are not verified, and a host of other things. Why is your payment up there? You have to reduce it so that you'll be seen faster. Clients will see you faster. Then you can start little. You start earning, you start earning, you start earning, and then before you know it, you can be earning even $100 per hour. Yes, there are people like that. On the other hand, because you want to be seen, do not underprice yourself. Do not underprice yourself. Some of these clients can be very, very funny. When I mean funny, I'm not saying funny in a good way, funny in a bad way. Because they can bring a ton of work, lots of works. This kind of work that if they're supposed to give it to someone offline, they won't give that kind of price. But then you will see them come online It can be, let's say there was a time I got an invite to proofread a book, over 200 pages of book to be proofreaded. Guess how much the clients put as the pay? And it was even a fixed price, $10. So I was going to waste my time proofreading a 200-page book for $10. I declined immediately. No one had to tell me what to do because I didn't even want it. I declined immediately. $10, with $10, that can even take up all my data money. And then I'll be left with nothing. I'll just be suffering for no reason. So you have to ensure that you are not underpricing yourself. You have to ensure that you are not underpricing yourself. You also have to ensure that you are not overcharging. Just be in the middle. Grow from little. And before you know it, you'll be a highly paid freelancer in no time. The next point is reliability. So to get reliable work as a freelancer, you yourself need to be reliable. Clients want reliable workers that they feel they can trust. They want to establish long-term relationship with freelancers, which is beneficial for both parties. If you are not reliable, what you'll be getting is bad reviews back to back. It's that simple. It's that simple. I don't know how to stress this much more than I am stressing it. But imagine a client giving you a job, tells you, this job, I want it by 3 p.m. You promise to deliver the job by 3 p.m. But as at 8 p.m., the job is not near ready. Do you think the client will want to come back to you next time? Or do you think the client will give you a good review? Certainly not. Because you are not reliable. So imagine if the client wanted to use the document, for instance, let's say at 4 o'clock or at 5 o'clock. And then by 3 o'clock, you do not deliver. 4, 5, 6, 7, you do not deliver. Then 8 o'clock, you now submit the document. You have, number one, crushed the client's trust in you. Number two, you have made him or her miss the deadline he or she was supposed to submit that document. And it's just a proof that you are not reliable, which will earn you a bad review. The client may just say, did not deliver on time, 2-star, very poor. So you have to be reliable. The next point here is results. When it comes down to it, results are the most important thing. You do, of course, need professionalism, affordability, making a client's life easier, and being reliable in order to get the work in the first place. Your client wants you to deliver results to a high standard, so being good at what you do is crucial. I have already stated this. Every client hiring you are not hiring you because they just like you. They are not hiring you because you are a relative. But they hire you because they think you deliver the necessary results that they want. Take for instance, a client needs a logo. As a graphic designer, a client needs a logo. The client gives you all the descriptions that he or she wants for this logo, expecting something, should I use fantabulous, expecting something very beautiful and something that will make him or her so excited about it. And at the end, you scribble nonsense and deliver to the person. Do you think the client will be happy with you? Now, I am even going too far. Imagine if you gave a job to someone. Okay, the best example I can give right now, you know, the popular what I ordered versus what I got. Imagine you gave a tailor your clothes, you gave the person the design that you want, and then when the clothes is being delivered, it's not what you ordered. That's what happens same with your client. Once they pay you for a particular service, they require top-notch results. And when this top-notch result is not achieved, sorry for you. Sorry for you. Just know that the review will be, I think, 1 star, because they have to give a review sometimes. So you'll be going back with 1 star. Most of them will pour their heart in the review. Freelancer did not give me what I wanted. And as other clients will come and see that review, they will not hire your services. So please, it is very important that you note these things. We are going into the Upwork platform proper. We are progressing. Thanks be to God. Now, what is Upwork? Upwork is the world's largest talent marketplace for freelancers and agencies to find more clients. It's simple. Upwork is more like the middleman. It serves as the middleman between the freelancers and the clients. If there were to be no freelancing platforms, how will you reach foreign clients? It's not really possible. But now Upwork gives you that opportunity, whereby you go on, you search for clients, you search for jobs easily, you apply for jobs, you get to converse with the clients, you land jobs, and you get paid. That's just a short definition about Upwork. Forget what is written on this screen. It serves as the middleman between freelancers and clients. Now, it might be very challenging to get the idea of how the platform operates at first, but it becomes clearer as you use it more frequently. As with the majority of freelancing websites, it is entirely up to you to discover clients. Clients often publish the work they need done. You need to submit a proposal to the customer in order to submit a bid for the projects you wish to work on. Upwork provides the platform to reach clients. Now, for you to be able to reach these clients, you have to submit proposals on the jobs they have posted. It is very rare to get an invite. Some clients do invite freelancers to send their proposal for a particular job, but not all of them will do that. So it is very important that you apply for these jobs. Now, one thing you should note is that on Upwork, you can only send a proposal. You cannot message the clients directly, except you have upgraded your plan, your membership plan. Using the Upwork membership basis, that's the free one, you cannot message a client. It's only the client that can message you. The only thing you can do is to submit a proposal. So if you want to land a job, you have to submit proposals. And that's why Upwork is there to save you. Upwork makes it easy to submit proposals and to land jobs. So there are a whole lot of jobs to choose from on Upwork. Upwork job lists in different categories, including web, mobile and software development, design and creative, admin support, IT and networking, writing, customer service, sales and marketing, translation, and many more. Now, under all these headings, there are subdivided categories. My field is under writing, which is the proofreading and editing. Now, under customer service, admin support, I think we will have how do they call it? Virtual assistants. It's there. Under mobile and software developing, people who are in that field will know what is in that category. Frankly, I do not know. So it gives you the opportunity to choose from many jobs. Is Upwork worth the hype? I think Upwork is one of the most popular freelancing platforms. I don't even think it is one of the most popular freelancing platforms on this earth. And so a lot of people have different experiences about Upwork, which makes people question, is it really worth the hype? If you would ask me, the answer is yes. Upwork is worth the hype. Now, we are going to be sharing a few tips, a few reasons why it is worth the hype. Number one, you get to work on projects that pique your interest. You decide what kind of tasks you wish to perform. And whilst you might be tempted to accept every task that comes your way when you first start out, you will eventually realize that it is far simpler and more beneficial to focus on projects you like. Upwork is like, let's say a river. Let me use a river or a sea. If you go to a sea, there's so many sea animals. Am I right? There's so many things in water. And so when you throw in your net, let's say you want to fish, a lot of things enter into the net. Crayfish, sea snakes, crab, and all of those stuff. But then you know it is fish you want. So you select out the others and leave the fish. So it's just the same thing applied to Upwork. You will see a whole lot of jobs. Most times you may be tempted to apply for all, but it's not possible. So it is only jobs that pique your interest that you apply for. Once you go through the pay, you go through the details of the job, you go through the time, you go through everything, and then you are like, okay, this job, I like this job, I'll be able to do it. Yes. And then you apply for it. There are other jobs you go through and you're like, nah. Number one, it could be because of the price. Number two, it could be because of the location. Most clients indicate the location of which they want freelancers from. They can say USA, UK, South Africa. So if you are not from these three places mentioned, they will not even look at your profile twice. And so it is better not to even apply for it so that you do not waste your connects. Now, it is simple and secure to be paid on Upwork. The fear of losing their hard-earned money is one of the main deterrents for most freelancers from joining platforms. However, Upwork keeps track of all the hours you've put in and automatically bills the customer. The customer is obliged to provide an escrow deposit for tasks that are paid on per project basis rather than an hourly one. This ensures that you will be paid after completing the project. Let me share a story. There was a time I got a job on Upwork. Now that work was to watch YouTube videos. This particular client wanted to grow his YouTube views and all of that so that he can start earning from YouTube. And then he hired quite a lot of people. Quite a lot of people in the sense that when I checked, as at the last time I checked the job posting, there were over 200 people he hired. Now, the mistake he made was that, I won't call it a mistake anyway, he had verified his account. Verified in the sense that he added his credit card to Upwork. And he hired over 200 people. His plan was that we will burn time, burn data, watch these videos, and then he will not pay us. That was his initial plan. But he linked his credit card to Upwork. And so when Upwork noticed something fishy was going on, Upwork suspended his account. When it got to the time, it was an hourly job, and I had worked for 4 hours. out of these 4 hours, for the 4 hours, I was going to be earning $12. That's $3 per hour. So his plan was to not pay all the people he hired. But as Upwork suspended his account, when it got to the day of payment, Upwork knew that it was going to be a lot of money on his own part, knowing that he did not want to pay. And it could be he didn't even have enough money. As I got $3, there was someone who was getting $12, $30 per hour. Where was he going to get the money to pay? So when it got to the payment date, now what Upwork did was that they came back to tell us that we didn't do our work well. So out of $12, I was paid $7.50. The rest, it was refunded to him. But you see that in as much as he had no plans on paying, Upwork made him pay by force. He paid the over 200 people. I'm not capping. He paid all of them, even though it wasn't the required amount that we're supposed to receive, but we got something out of it. So one thing you must note is that on Upwork, your payment is secured. So far it is an hourly job, your payment is secured. If it is a fixed price job, there is what we call escrow. Now, your client must deposit money in the escrow, which is a proof that you get paid. So you have nothing to fear on that end. Now, every successful freelancer wants to have a steady flow of income from dependable clients. It might be difficult to get clients on your own when you first start out. However, if you begin on Upwork and wow your clients, you may quickly obtain long-term contracts and recommendations. I have tried out a few other freelancing platforms, and I must confess that Upwork still remains the best. Upwork remains the best. I see a lot of people, say a lot of things about Upwork. It could be their experiences are different, which is true, but Upwork is the best. Starting out may be difficult. I had shared my story how I tried on Upwork right from 2017 and I couldn't land any job. But I was persistent. I kept on trying. I couldn't get clients. But as I started out again this year, I did everything I had to do. I took the necessary classes. Look at me. Here I am. For someone who was not earning far back 6 years or 5 years ago, I'm now earning on Upwork back to back every week. So it creates a source of income. It creates a stable source of income for you once you have any job going for you. So yes, I will say it and say it again. Upwork is worth the hype. Don't allow anyone to tell you less. Upwork is worth the hype. Frankly, it may be difficult at first, but if you give up, you are going to miss out on the good things that are supposed to come. So I just want to urge you, as we are starting this training, just carry that mindset. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's not that. It's a process, and by God's grace, we will all get there. The next point here is, how much does it cost to use Upwork? How much does it cost to use Upwork? You can sign up on Upwork for free. But if you want to subscribe to their Plus plan, you'll be paying $10 per month. And so, even if registering on Upwork is free, doing work on Upwork is not free. Every freelancer on Upwork is charged a service fee. When a client pays you, this amount is deducted from your earnings as a percentage. The service cost is based on your lifetime billings from each client and is sliding. This translates to a decreasing service cost as you continue to make more money from each client. The charges are as follows: 20% for every job as long as the amount paid by the client is below $500. 10% once the total amount paid to you by the client is above $5 but below $10,000. 5% once the total amount paid by the client exceeds $10,000. In clear terms, it means that for every job you do for a client that is below $500, 20% will be taken out of that money. For someone that is earning $8 per hour, for instance, what is 10% of $8? What is 20% of $8? So let's say 10% of $8 is right now my head no carry the mathematics, but just know that they are going to remove 20% from every money that you are earning. So there was a time I was earning $5 per hour. Yes, I was earning $5 per hour, and then Upwork was getting $1. They were getting out $1 from that $5 per hour. For every hour, they were getting $1. So, which at the end left me with $4 at the end of the one hour. So for that particular job, I was doing $15 per hour. I was doing $15 per day, working at three hours in a day. So when I work $5, Upwork takes out $1 for 1 hour. The next hour, the same thing. The next hour, the same thing. So for that 3 hours in a day, they got $3, and I was left with $12 a day. Then I get to work 6 days a week, and $90 a week. Now, 20% of that $90 is $18. Upwork took out $18 every week, and I was left with $72 a week. Why they do this is because since you are not paying for it, they don't charge you directly. They charge it from the client. So you just carry the mindset that for every money that you are making, Upwork is going to remove a particular amount of money. They are going to take their service charge. It is this service charge that is keeping them in business. It is this service charge that is helping them pay the people that are making this platform good for you to use. So you don't have to frown about it. Now, if a particular client pays you more than $500, if you work for a particular client that they now pay you more than $500, the 20% will drop to 10%. So for that job I was doing, immediately I passed $500, I noticed that they were no more charging me $18 for a week. They were charging me $9. So in a week I was now going home with $81. Then they took $9. I have not done any job above $10,000. But if I were to do that job above $10,000 with a particular client, with one client, then the service charge will drop from 10% to 5%. It's very simple, and it is good that you note this at the beginning, so that when you decide to apply for a job, you know how much you are setting, and then you know how much you are getting. All of this will become very clear once we start the practical aspect of this class. High-paying skills on Upwork. Here are a few high-paying jobs on Upwork. We have virtual assistants. Virtual assistants is more like being a PA to someone, but virtually. You get to set up the appointments, you get to send emails, send messages, and a host of other things that the client would want you to do That is the job of a virtual assistant. Customer service, customer support slash service. When you call someone, for instance, and then you hear something like the MTN number you're trying to call is not available at the moment, that's customer service. And so a lot of people do this for companies. If you know you have a good voice, you can talk, you can apply for this. I can never go for this kind of job because I know my kind of talking. So you have to be professional. You have to be a professional speaker to actually take up customer support and services, because you have to talk to clients on phone, and mostly it's going to be a foreign it's going to be foreign clients, which means you're going to be talking to foreign people. So imagine you talking to foreign people with a high accent of Igbo, yeah, however they speak, I don't know. So you have to polish your English so that you can take up this particular job. We have telemarketing, online research, proofreading, which I do, transcription, data entry, editing, technical slash IT support, mailbox management, calendar management, appointment setting, online chat box, support, and a host of others which are listed out here. So I am going to be sharing this to the group so that you can make your choice. If you know you do not have a skill at the moment, I'll be sharing this. I'll copy it and share it to the group. You make your choice. You have to choose 3 skills. Please note, 3 skills. And then with these 3 skills, if you do not have the skill at hand, you then go searching. You go and learn it. We are going to do that. We are going to do all of that in the course of this training. So we are going to take our 1 week and learn skills. So if you do not have any skills at the moment, do not fear. Do not fear, because you acquire that before the end of this training. So when I send the list, please look through it. Check if you find some of the skills you do not know the meaning, go on Google, check the meaning, learn about it. And once you start setting your profile, you put them up, you learn everything about it, put it up on Upwork, and you start applying for jobs. It's that simple. So instead of going through it here in the video, I'll rather send it to the group so that we can make our pick. Then the next one here is Upwork account creation, approval, and verification. So to join Upwork, you need to create an account. For most people, this is always a very difficult task. For the course of this training, I'll create a new account from start to finish to guide us through the process. Before then, here are a few things you will likely encounter when creating an account. Number 1, you have to sign up on Upwork using your preferred email and password. Obviously, most of the things we sign up to now, we need an email. So if you do not have an email, which I doubt anybody here does not have an email, but nevertheless, if you do not have an email, please create an email. It's very important to create an email because it is your email you'll be using to sign up on Upwork. So you need to create your email and your password. Then you add your personal information, which is your name, and then your location. There is also a place where you have to indicate where you want to work as a freelancer or you want to be a client. So definitely you will choose that you want to work as a freelancer and then proceed to create your account. So before you start applying for job posts on Upwork, you need to complete your profile to 100. I don't know how to stress this. Your profile has to be 100. So you will need a professional photo of yourself, your title, your overview, work history, at least 1 skill tag. In the process of creating the account, we will all see that. Now, the first 2 sections prompts you for information about services you offer, your overall category of work, the particular skills you specialize in, and the level of experience that you have. We will look at all of this. So when you are setting up your profile, here are a few things you need. You have to highlight your skills, you have to highlight your educational background, You have to highlight your past work experiences, add your your language proficiency, set your hourly rate, indicate your title and overview, add your profile photo, add your contact details. So that is all for this particular section. That is all for this particular section. The next video we will be looking at will be the creation of account proper. But before then, I am going to be sharing a video of my own profile so that you see how it looks, of my own standard profile so that you see how it looks. Let's go there. Please take time to watch this video, and whatever you do not understand, I am always here to answer your questions. Thank you.